on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of The Green Zone, the most elevated sports podcast. If you guys like what we got going on here, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Be a friend, tell a friend, share it with someone, pass it along to them, and drop something in the comment. Give us some ideas of what you guys want us to talk about in the future, or if you guys liked what we're talking about here, let us know down there. We'd love to hear what you guys think. Now, let's get into the episode. We are talking Jets now. This one should be an interesting one. I feel like we'll have a similar take on the Jets. Jets are an interesting team. They got 5 primetime games this year. I don't understand that. But I think someone said that the Jets need to make it up to them this year because Aaron Rodgers came out and within the first 4 plays of his 2023-2024 NFL season, he tore his Achilles. And there was rumors he was going to come back last year and play for them. And it never happened. And that rumors and then everything flamed out. And then he, caused a bunch of controversy in the media and, was going to run as vice president for the United States. Now we're back. Jets have 5 primetime games. Aaron Rodgers will be 40 years old this year. Speaking of old quarterbacks that get paid a lot of money. And on paper, Jets look insane. On paper, the Jets should be in the Super Bowl. In actuality, yikes. AB, I don't even know. AB, initial thoughts on the Jets. Are the Jets good?
The Jets, solid team that should probably be in the NFC. If they was in the NFC, they would be making noise. AFC is just too stacked, bro. I can just off the top of my head, I can already think of 4 or 5 quarterbacks that I want over a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers. So that's just quarterback alone. And if we talk about teams, there's probably deeper teams than the Jets. So I don't know. The Jets are tricky for me in the sense of I can see them making the AFC title game. I can also see them not even making the playoffs. So it's it's one of them jobs I'd be like, oh, we pay 50 to 150K. Bitch, what you mean? I'm gonna make 50K, but possibly 150K. So that's how I feel about the Jets. They could really, if everything falls into place, I think it can go well because they got a lot of names that I like. They solidified that O-line. They got Tyron Smith, Mekhi Becton. I don't even know, bro. At this point, I kind of give up on bro. He's always hurt, but coming out of college, I loved his talent. So if you got him to solidly play right tackle, and you can have Tyron Smith on the left, that could be the best tackle duo if it works out. So it's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts on that team. I like Breece Hall. I like their receiving core. Well, maybe not the core, but I like Wilson. Mike Williams, if he can stay healthy. Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, bro. At this point, I don't think he's Aaron Rodgers from MVP Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers is always going to be a top 10 dude to me, right? Top 8, top 10, whatever you want to put it. Yeah. Offensive scheme don't really matter to me because you have Aaron Rodgers. It's like having LeBron, right? He's really the coach on the team.
And that team, yeah.
You talked about defense. The defense is automatically solid based on talent alone. And then you have Robert Saleh, who I think is a solid defensive coordinator. I don't think he's a GOAT or anything, but I think he's a really good defensive coordinator. So I'm giving him a good defense, giving him a solid offense. At worst, they're middle of the pack. At best, they make the AFC title game. But in my opinion, I got them winning 11 games, winning in the first round of the playoffs, going home in the second round. That's where I think they fall.
Okay.
They fall second round.
Interesting.
Because as great as Aaron Rodgers is, track record in the playoffs has been just okay. It hasn't been Hall of Fame, right? He's a Hall of Fame quarterback, don't get me wrong. His performance in the playoffs has been average to above average. So that's how I look at it.
I would even say below average sometimes. He kind of flames in the playoffs.
At best average, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah. His overall performance is average. Yeah, I agree. He's had, 1 Super Bowl? He's only had 1. He's had a few NFC Championship appearances. 4-time and 3-time MVP? 4-time MVP?
At least 3, maybe 4, yeah.
Yeah. 2 back-to-back. I feel like he's been 4. Maybe even 5.
No, definitely
dominant player in the regular season. One of the smartest players to play in the NFL, but we haven't seen him do it for 2-3 years now, which changes a lot. It's just a question mark, like you said. Who knows? Like you said, I also think you don't. Well, I want to get into this. You thought trading away Zach Wilson was a bad move. Well,
I
I
don't think
heard
it
you
was a
say that
bad
earlier.
move. I would have kept him. I don't like. I'm not going because I don't love Zach Wilson. So don't get me wrong. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, let's say because that year they drafted him second. If they had Justin Fields and still had Aaron Rodgers, I'd be like, bad move trading Justin Fields. I'd be like, keep him underneath him to kind of work under Aaron Rodgers. Zach Wilson, I'm not bullish about. I would have just kept him because I feel like you got nothing to lose. Like trading him is like, all right, we gave up on him. Keeping him was more, yeah, we got him. He's not getting paid too much. Like he's not a kind of guy where it's like, oh, if Aaron Rodgers
And
is struggling,
20,
we want to play him. So it's like, well, you say what?
they're paying him $20 million a year this year.
No, they're not. They didn't pick up his fifth year option.
Isn't it his fourth year? Isn't the fourth year like 20 something?
Hell no. Them rookie quarterbacks make like 30 to 40
I thought it was
million over
40.
the lifespan of their rookie deal. So like they definitely don't make
Yeah,
20
but the
million
first
in
year's
a
like
year.
7.
Yeah,
No, 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 no.
they typically average out like 10 million a year. So he's not making no crazy money yet because the Broncos wouldn't want to pay him 20 million anyway. But I think
Even 10, you pay for a good backup quarterback, and he's not good.
right. I mean, I think he's a solid backup quarterback. Like he's a guy that can come in and win you a game. He's not a guy that you want to play 10 games for you, at least so far in his career. But he's a guy where I would have kept him because I see him getting better. It's just he was never that dude. So like when you kind of throw him out there in the fire, they didn't have a plan. They got rid of Sam Darnold. The plan that we talked about, the Kirk Cousins thing, draft for Zach Wilson for Kirk Cousins, as long as you're not paying Kirk 50 million, right? So he can actually develop. But they didn't really have a development plan for him. And then last year was just weird because he didn't actually get to sit behind Aaron Rodgers and develop because Aaron Rodgers got hurt like right off the bat. So I don't know. I still feel like
Yeah,
he hasn't done a clean shot. Who's been his offensive coordinator? Could you name them? Do they have jobs in the NFL? Probably not. Who has been his receivers before Zach? I mean, before Garrett Wilson? Could you name them? Like, do we care
who's that?
about him?
Who's that fat fool that they had? Corey.
Corey Davis
What's that fool? Yeah, isn't that
from the
him? That dude who like, yeah, maybe wasn't that him who got like too fat and like just like couldn't. I can't remember. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, point is, I don't know. It's in with me with quarterback positions in the NFL is very dependent on like what's around you, right? And I just think him and other quarterbacks have not had the right things around him. Like I think if Zach Wilson ended up a Niner, I don't think he's as bad as we think he is, and I don't think he's gonna be a Hall of Famer or nothing. But I don't think he's as bad as we think he is today. I think we think he's maybe decent, like something like that. But I don't know. I just feel like he hasn't had a great shot. But at the same time, like he does shit that makes you not even want to give him a chance, right? Like there's a difference. Like Justin Fields is like, bro gets hits too much. He's probably overthinking, but you can kind of see the potential there, right? You don't feel like he's just like absolute shit show. Zach Wilson, when it goes bad, bro, it's like absolute shit show. Like he the type to throw 4 interceptions in a game, fucking throw the ball behind his back, and like do stupid shit that you would not want your quarterback doing. So I guess I can
Yeah,
understand kind of giving up on him. But personally, I feel like he got the talent there to where if shit was structured right around him, he had good coaching to where it's like you actually give him his reads. Like if he had a Sean McVay, put him with Sean McVay, and then if he's bad, I'd be like, all right, he's bad. But I think a dude like Sean McVay could be like, we're gonna keep it simple for you, bro. There's 2 reads. If A is not open, go to B. If B is not open, check it down on a run. Like keep it that simple. And he's that type of quarterback. He's not ready to process information, which might just be bad for him. But I don't know. He's gone. I don't want to kind of spend too much time on him. But I just feel like you didn't get anything for him. So like, what was the rush on like trading him, right? So like, you could just kept him for another year and see what's up. But that's just my opinion.
I could also argue that you were saying that like you've got to set them up by making this perfect offense and yada yada yada. They haven't done that and they won't do it this year. They don't have the offensive scheme or player or mindset or offensive coordinator or her head coach to do that. So might as well get him out. And he went to Sean Payton, which I think they did it right because they also signed Tyrod Taylor, who is a great backup quarterback.
Oh yeah,
Makes tons of sense. And in the 5th round, they drafted Jordan Travis, which I think was a very smart play. You get a guy for very cheap who has a lot of upside. Granted, he comes back healthy. Um, and that could change a lot for your franchise in the future. You give him a chance to learn behind a guy who was as smart as can be with Aaron Rodgers for a year, maybe 2, and then give him a chance. Like, that's not the worst of places to be in. And to have someone who was projected to be a Heisman winner and a first-round overall draft pick and kinda fell off because of the injury, you know?
Now I could vibe with you on that. I totally forgot about Travis getting drafted by them, but I think that's a solid pick as far as it's not a threat to Aaron Rodgers, so he's not looking at him kind of sideways, so he'll help develop him. And you have nothing to lose, right?
Yeah.
It's like low risk, high reward. So I'm not mad at that.
Mhm.
That's a solid kind of, I guess, replacement for Zach Wilson. Because I mean, I guess I kind of changed my opinion. I think you got to let go of Zach Wilson just because he got too much scar tissue in New York. Like at this point, he's never
Exactly.
gonna be
Yeah,
like he's never gonna turn the corner. Like they don't fuck with him. So
especially with the Jets. Like, he could with I think going to the Broncos was a great pick because
right,
him and Bo Nix are so, like, not similar because they are pretty similar. I think Bo Nix might be smarter as a quarterback, but, Zach Wilson might have a more of a better arm.
right.
But go with a guy like Sean Payton, give him a chance to learn and develop there. They also lost CJ Uzama, tight end, and Dalvin Cook, which is like, yeah,
Yeah.
they don't really have the strongest of tight ends, but drafted Olu Fusanu out of Penn State in the first round.
Almost forgot
We
about
talked
that
about
as far as that O line. That O line should be good if everybody stays healthy and it pans out. And I think that's what you need to give Aaron Rodgers is a good O line.
yeah, because they got him, who's an offensive tackle, so you can put him over Mekhi Becton. Then you got Tyron Smith, who say Mekhi Becton shows up, shows out. You can move Tyron to an interior, like you can move him to the right guard because I think they have left guard. They have Elijah Vera Tucker.
Yeah, you
Um,
got Barry Tucker. I don't know if you move Tyron to the guard spot. You're probably better off moving like Becton to the guard, but Tyron
yeah,
is
you make a good point. Make a
for
good
sure.
point. But Tyron's been playing guard for the Cowboys for the past 2-3 years.
No,
So
he played tackle, bro. That was Tyler Smith that was kind of going in guard and tackle, but Tyron has always
you know
played
what it
tackle,
was?
left or right.
Okay, man, I'm tripping. And then who else they have? Yeah, so they have a bunch of like defense, offensive linemen. And then picking up Fasano was a great pickup. Jalen Key, I put that down because I watched a lot of Jalen Key. He played out of Alabama. He was Mr. Relevant. Uh, but definitely a playmaker, and that's where I think he could maybe show some flashes on the Jets defense. Granted, go
Who is that?
his
I don't know who that is. What does he play?
he was defensive back, kind of played corner, nickel, safety at Alabama. Tend to make more, big bang plays, but would have like some misses too. Kind of more like a not as good Trayvon Diggs type.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I ain't talk
yeah.
too much about that.
As
Sure.
Mr. Relevant in a 7th round pick, help you bolster your secondary. Could potentially be a person to show up and be like, hey, as we've seen, Mr. Relevant doesn't mean you can't play in the NFL. Brock Purdy has been serviceable, so who knows? And then
Ben
they have
serviceable
a
is
lot of good,
crazy, bro. Ben
yeah,
serviceable is crazy talk. Like he more
he's,
than serviceable.
but I don't think it's him. You know,
He's
if you
been
put
more than
Brock,
serviceable.
okay, but if you put Brock Purdy on, this is like I don't. I think it's the Niners more than any. I think it's Kyle Shanahan that is able. But like, if you put Brock Purdy on the Seahawks, is he doing better than Geno without, like, if you as a rookie?
No, but at the same time, because trust me, I vibe with you on he's not a top 10 quarterback, right? Like people try to say he is. But at the
Yeah,
same time, Trey Lance, although injuries played a factor, but when we did see Trey Lance, a top 3 guy with Kyle Shanahan and them same weapons, he wasn't shit. So
yeah, yeah. I also think Trey Lance just was overhyped in college. He
yeah,
didn't. He,
I mean that's a
he
big
played
factor.
like a season. You know what I mean? And like,
Yeah,
to be fair, so did Anthony Richardson, but completely different makeup and a body for a quarterback. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's why I put the word serviceable because he's able to get the job done. And if he were on any other team, that's all he would be defined as. He's obviously excelling because of Kyle Shanahan, but so did Matt Ryan. You know,
Matt
Matt
Ryan,
Ryan,
Hall of Famer, my guy.
which is insane to me.
Hey, he's
That's
at in his day with Joe
strange.
Flacco and them, like 2012, 13, 14. Matt Ryan was cool, but like he just kind
He
of
was
he's old.
cool, but he wasn't like. Did he ever win a Super Bowl? No.
He didn't win a Super Bowl, but I mean, bro, Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl. So if that's all we saying,
Dan
then
Marino was dominating the league. He changed what football looked like. Did Matt Ryan do that?
he won
No.
an MVP. How many MVPs do Dan Marino got?
I don't know.
Probably about the
I
same,
never.
maybe one or two.
Oh, okay. Well, so didn't Dan Marino also make it to 4 Super Bowls?
No, I don't even. Well, I don't know, but he didn't win any. Did he win any? That's
No,
what
he
you
didn't
say,
win any.
right? All right. So
I know. That's what I'm saying. Dan Marino changed. That's why he's a Hall of Famer. I do put that's like even so. Eli sometimes could be debated as like if she. Yeah, he won 2 Super Bowls, and it was like,
right.
was it all him? Yeah, I don't know. That's
I
something
mean, I
like
don't have Matt Ryan as a Hall of Famer, so you don't got to convince me. It's just he might be because
that's just that's just wild. And there's guys that are sitting out of the Hall of Fame still. Just like, are you kidding me, dude? Like,
exactly.
fuck you, quarterbacks. Anyways, solid pickups. Mike Williams from the Chargers, like I said, got to stay healthy. Hassan Reddick, they traded for him for a 3rd-round pick. Tyron Smith, offensive lineman, Tyrod Taylor, and then Javon Kinlaw from the Niners, who the Niners traded DeForest Buckner for. Congratulations. He's no longer on your team. Colts won that trade, baby. But still a good player. So defense obviously has always been solid. That defense has. You brought up Sauce. Oh, let's talk about Sauce. You said that you would much rather have Derek Stingley over Sauce, huh?
I wouldn't say much. Rather, I think if I isolated both of them, the better player is Stingley. He has more tools to work with. I like Sauce, but Sauce is like, in my opinion, if I was going to do Madden ratings, Sauce is like an 88 overall that gets like a 95 overall tag because of all the hoopla that comes with him. Like he got the name Sauce. He came in and like played really well his first year. Played on a team that like did way better than was expected. So like all the accolades just kind of went to him. And I
Yeah.
don't know that he's not a shutdown corner to me. Like he's a very good corner. Like Tariq
Yeah.
Woolen had just as good a year as Sauce, but you don't hear Tariq Woolen name all day. So like, I mean, I don't know. I think he's really good, but I don't think he's top echelon, top 2, top 3 corner like people like to say he is. But he's good. Don't get me wrong. He might be top 6. So
Okay. I mean, that's still
that's
very
still
good.
very good, right? Like, don't get me wrong. I just think he gets a little more hype than he should because if you ask a lot of people, especially younger people, they think Sauce is the best corner in the game right now, and I just don't think that's false. So
Who is the best corner in the league?
that's a very good question because these corners be falling off hella quick. But who is the best
I think there's
corner?
only one option. There's only one option.
Who,
Patrick Surtain.
bro? You can argue he's the best corner in the league. I'm not gonna say he's not, but I would just say there's like 5 dudes that I put all in the same ballpark. I got Surtain up there. I got um I got Jair Alexander, believe it or not, up there. I got Denzel Ward, who people never give credit, up there as like a top 5 corner.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
else?
yeah.
I guess you could put Sauce in there as far as top 5, top 6. Stingley just hasn't proven it yet, but I'm really high on him. Um, I'm still high on Jalen Ramsey. Like he gets beat a lot these days, but I still got him top 5 ish. And I mean, yeah, that's it. That's them 5 dudes right there. Like any given Sunday could like be best guy. And then there's guys like Jalen Johnson and shit that I still got like top 10 ish. So there's just a lot of
But if
there's
you
no in my opinion, there are no great corners in the league. Sartain might be the only one that could be great, but overall there's no great corners.
well, the only argument I could make back with you is every other guy that you name there, I could name their weakness. Pat Surtain is at least good in every single category.
Oh
He can
yeah.
play
That's
man.
why
He
I
can
said he got the
zone.
he might be the only one that could be
Play
great.
any corner position. He could probably play any defensive back position. That dude, he probably when he's older in his career will transition into like a safety or some shit because he's big body. He's 6'2". He can run. He's fast as shit. He's got ball hawking ability. He's got fucking run like shut down. Like you don't need to roll coverage onto his side to help him. He can play a solo ISO kind of like Darrell Revis, but he's bigger and more physical. It's like fuck, dude.
You
What
know
more
who's
could
my
you
comp for him? Champ
want?
Bailey. And if you know Champ, any given year,
Champ,
bro, Champ could have been the
champ.
best, but Champ was never like he never got the hype because he was just very solid, right? And I think
Yeah,
Surtain is like a little bit more talented version of Champ Bailey, but Champ is
taller.
obviously a Hall of Famer. Yeah, taller, bigger, stronger, maybe. But like
Yeah,
Champ is as good as it gets, bro. But he just he never got the Darrell Revis hype, right? So I just feel
yeah.
like that's what happens with Surtain. Like he's not gonna get the prime Richard Sherman hype because he's not getting a bunch of interceptions. He's not gonna get the prime Revis hype or like a Dion type hype, but I think he's very solid.
I think he could. The thing is, I think what's kind of fucking him is the Broncos aren't good. You know what I mean? When Richard Sherman was getting the hype, the Seahawks were good. You know what I mean? Like he was their defense. That defense started turning around is because he was playing out of his mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm excited. Anyways, any Jets? There's not a ton of talk about. I mean, it just. I think we agree. It's just kind of like one way or another. You know, like they're not.
I guess how you feel about just Aaron Rodgers and his little like antics and like media craze that he be going on and like just how much he talks, the whole Pat McAfee show and all that shit. Like, do you feel like that affects the team? Do you think the team should be indifferent to it? Like, is it positive or negative?
I think teams should be indifferent to it. Everyone has their quirkiness.
Yeah.
Some of the best players that have ever played in any game have these specific quirks that are just different. Sometimes to be that good, you have to just be different. Look at Michael Jordan. Look at Kobe Bryant. Look at LeBron James. Like LeBron James might be the most like relatable superstar there can be, but there are a lot of those guys that are just they're just kind of out there. Even Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, they're all, when you talk about them and their sport, they were different. The way they approached it, they were different. The way they were outside of the sport, they were different. They were able to have two different sides to them. And Aaron Rodgers is clearly a very smart dude. He clearly does his research on a lot of things, and I I don't know if we want to get all involved with conspiracy theories on this shit, but I sometimes tended to believe that like we are not always looking at the world the right way, and there's a lot of hidden messages behind what we're seeing.
Oh,
So
trust, yeah. I'm all the way right there with you because we only know what they want us to know, right? Like we only see what's
Mhm,
on TV and somebody controls the TV.
mhm.
So.
Yep, 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 yep. So I don't think his antics are wrong. I don't think it's necessarily wrong to say what you think. That's why we have freedom of speech, and that's why the world has, developed into a country where people are able to do think, say, you look at the female world, they're able to portray themselves however they want. You look at the male world, it's slowly but surely. I mean, for a long time it seemed like there was a lot of like hate on toxic masculinity and yada yada yada. Now it's like males, be how you want. There's still a lot. It's slowly but surely. It's still, you know, very pretentious and PC in this world, but it's slowly devolving more and more and more into a society where it's hopefully we can, be more peaceful and more open. But Aaron Rodgers is the forefront of just saying what he thinks, what he believes, and being open and being true to who he is. And I think a lot more people should learn from that, even if it makes them different.
God motherfucking damn. I got my shit on Do Not Disturb and motherfuckers are still calling.
God damn. God damn. But yeah, do you have any thoughts on Aaron Rodgers?
Um, I mean, I agree with a lot of what you say. Like at first, I didn't like it. Like I thought it was a detriment, especially when he was on Green Bay. Just more so because him and his teammates didn't really see eye to eye. But as of right now, I'm okay with him. Like I think
Yeah,
he's just giving out his opinion. Like it doesn't really have anything to um, do with football. So that's just how I feel
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
Just ignore
I feel like the media makes it a bigger deal than it needs to be, and it's really just because they need something to talk about.
it. Exactly. Like he definitely gives us or gives the media shit to talk about on a weekly basis. So
And then they get mad about it when they talk about it. It's like, then don't talk about it.
right, just
Give
shut the
that
fuck
many
up.
and shut the fuck up about it. Yeah. I think that's all we could really say about the Jets. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a shit show. We're gonna love it. It's gonna be drama. That's what America wants to see. Um, It kind of sucks they're not on Hard Knocks again this year, but we do get the Bears this year, which is going to be a
Yeah,
fucking
you reminded me of
good.
that. What you think about that? We already touched on the Bears, but I guess real quick, how you feeling about watching them on Hard Knocks? Because I want to see it.
Stoked. Can't wait to see it. Couldn't ask for more. The only thing I could ask for was the Colts. That would have been great because we were in that situation where we could have taken it too. But I think having the spotlight on Caleb Williams, letting us see and develop, letting him see who he's gonna be, and then you get to see
Yeah,
Eberflus and how he is as a coach, and if he's truly the guy. Roma Dunze, you'll get to see Keenan Allen, you'll get to see fucking DJ Moore, but probably not because that nigga doesn't talk.
yep. We gonna find out who
Great.
Tech is and who does his lashes and all that shit. That's what we about to
It's
see in fucking
great.
Hard Knocks.
And I love Hard Knocks. I've been on Hard Knocks since I was a kid, dog. Even before I liked football, I liked Hard Knocks. So it's gonna be probably one of the better seasons. I'm curious who they'll do with the in-season team as well. That will be fun. Hopefully they pick like a solid team and we get to see a playoff run. Because I don't know who they did the Dolphins last year. It was just not good. It was tough
Yeah.
the Dolphins, dude. Yeah. So you excited for that? You gonna be locked in the Hard Knocks this year?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be locked in Hard Knocks for damn show. Like I said, I want to see what Caleb Williams got to offer. I mean, I'll be borderline on him. Like some days I'm a big fan, and then some days I'm just like, bro, like just fucking unpaint your nails and play football, my dog. What we gonna see?
Yeah, that goes into the category though that like some of the greatest are just different people. You know,
Different, bro. My
I
dog is different.
ladies, gents, people of all ages, if you guys like this content, please consider liking, subscribing, hit that notification bell. AB, thanks for joining again, man. It was a good time. Not as good as
So
that last one. If y'all haven't seen that last episode, go check it out. It was a banger. We got into it. It got heated. It was a fun time.
pretty much summary is my internet broke because Cody don't know what the fuck he was talking about. That's all.
No, my take was still good. You even said I agree with all your points, so you can't be a hater. You just
A certain part of it, bro. Don't look. Don't even be trying to look. Look, we already getting heated off the last shit. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go.
We'll talk to y'all later. Go have a good day. Catch us with the Texans. Peace out. Later.
Sure.